Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another Livestream Tuesday. And fingers crossed that this one's going to work, because last week we had a few issues going on and it disconnected 3 times, maybe 4 times. And I'm going to see if this week it's going to work and everything's going to be okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed that this is going live and you guys can see me and also hear me as well. I will have to wait to see if anybody comments to see if this is actually working and if it is actually online. But I hope you guys have had a great weekend, and tonight I'm just going to be playing through some of the stuff that I meant to do last week. And we've got Jazzcat in the house. Hello, with the number 1. Thanks for tuning in. And Batfrink Reynolds as well. And Charles Miller, Rodzilla. Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Actually, while there are some comments coming up, I'm going to try and see if this works on the screen. Wow, this is so far just amazing compared to last week, because we've got the comments up on screen as well. So hopefully you guys can see that on the screen. Which side is it? That side, because I'm looking at myself in reverse. So there we go. There's your comments. So you'll be able to read those as they go through. And I just mentioned that I'm going to be playing some of the stuff that I meant to do last week because of the disconnections and the nightmare. I don't know how long this is going to last, but hopefully it'll be a bit longer. First of all, I want to say a massive hello and thank you to my patrons who make all of this stuff possible. And I'm going to get their names at the bottom of the screen now. So those are the names of my patrons running at the bottom of the screen. So thank you guys, you know who you are. Thank you so much for your support, it's massively appreciated. If you want to get involved yourselves, head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. And I actually remembered to put an event, or create an event on YouTube for this live stream. So hopefully it's going to work so that some people might tune in and see it. But I don't know whether it's going to be more effective or not. Maybe we can get a few more likes. That was one of the things that I always try and do with you guys, is break that like record every week. Whereas last week, of course, because we disconnected after about 5 minutes each time and it resets to 0, we didn't quite get there because it's going to be impossible to do it that way. But hopefully, if this lasts for a decent amount of time, maybe we'll be able to get those likes up nice and high. So if you do get a chance, hit that like button. So there's some people online. Hello guys, we're starting to come in now. We've got Phil and David and Iksu and Gibson Les Paul. We've got a guitar in the house. We've got Russ and Robert and Randy, and Laurie's in the house as well. Hello Laurie and Scott and KA DJ. Hi guys. So before I just keep going on for too long, I'm going to get into the first video, which is a live video of the live stream that I did from the live gig. The vocals on this might be a little bit low because this is the raw mix from the live stream on the night. So you can have a little listen to this. And there was somebody that commented, I think 2 days ago on my YouTube channel, and I can't remember which cover it was, but they said, I call BS, because you can't see him sing and play at the same time. Saying him, they're referring to me. And it just, I think it was a video where maybe he only watched a little section of it where you can see me singing. I try and do different angles, so just me singing and then a close-up of maybe the lead guitar. I think he only watched a part of the video where you could only see that. So he was saying that it was somebody else playing guitar and then me singing and somebody else playing guitar. But this is me playing my own song live, and you can see everything going on at the same time. I hope you guys enjoy this one. This one's called Hero. Rock! And there we go, that was my live stream gig, and some people might have actually seen that who are in the house tonight. But quickly, a quick shout out, and the reason that you can see this box here, because we had a donation from Bethany first, Bethany Dawn Thompson, who says rock for $4.99, so thank you for that, Bethany, much appreciated. And then we had Robert as well. So when something like that happens, theoretically it should pop up and then it will go away, but if there's any super chat stuff, it means that I can see it on screen straight away. But the comments will always be at that side of the screen. It's all reversed, so trying to point at it while I'm looking at the screen is difficult. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and for donating as well. And we've had another super chat thing, and that's Valerie at $10. Thank you so much for that, Valerie. She says rock on Phil. So thank you for that donation and for everyone tuning in. And during that video I can still see all the comments, even though they then go behind the screen on the videos. But somebody said that I need maybe some interviews on the channel, and because I'm mostly a musician, I'm still really learning. I mean, the analysis thing I can kind of do because I've been teaching guitar for so long and playing as well. And interviews, I haven't really looked into that yet, but currently on Friday I'm going to be down in London with the Blue Oyster Cult with Buck Dharma. He's invited me to go to their show there, so I'll probably have a chat with him. And I don't know whether I'll be able to do any filming whilst I'm chatting. It would be cool to get it on film, but we'll see what happens when I get there on Friday. So that's just like in a few days' time. That's the 22nd is their date here in London, so that's going to be cool to check that out. But I'm going to be getting into now the next part of the show, which is going to be the riff of the week. Now this is going to be the same riff that we had last time. I think it was in the second section of the show, so of the live stream. I call it the show, but in the middle of the live stream. So if you saw it, then you'll know what this is already, and you can start guessing if you want to. I'm going to get it on quickly now so you guys can check it out and see who gets this first. I'm going to be looking down the comments to see who gets this riff of the week straight away on the live stream. So let's have a little listen, see if you know what it is. And there we have it. So that was actually guessed pretty quickly. I think what I saw was, I think Beach Girl got it, and I'm going to have to do a little scroll up because lots of them came through at the same time. I don't know if you'll see me scrolling up. Maybe you will, which would be cool if you can see me scrolling up. Let's have a little look. Adam Fox said Unchained Van Halen. He might have been the first one. We had Beach Girl that did say Unchained. And Robert said Van Halen, but then we didn't have them both together. And Leonard Duke, by the way, $10 donation. Thank you so much for that. That should be up on the screen in the corner somewhere. So thank you for that, Leonard. Massively appreciated again. We're getting some super chat donations, which is really appreciated. And thank you guys, and to my patrons who support me as well. And some of the patrons even do super chat donations as well, which is just absolutely crazy. Great, but crazy at the same time. Anyway, so looking down the list, I think I'm going to have to give this to Adam Fox, who got the name of the track and the artist at the same time. So well done, Adam, on getting that correct. And yeah, you don't really win anything. It's just the smugness that you can have from beating everybody else. But then again, if you just put 2 and 2 together, then you would have got it from the other guesses. But congratulations, thanks for guessing, guys, and thanks for tuning in and for everything on YouTube, for interacting and commenting on the videos as well. Had some interesting videos last week, and the end of last week we had a little bit of Neil Young in there as well, and then a really cool cover of a Neil Young track, Cortez the Killer. That was was that last night or a couple of nights before? I lose track of the videos, but yeah, really cool cover that was with Joe Satriani on lead guitar. But anyway, I'm going to be moving on now to the cover part of the video, and while I remember, I just saw Rodzilla saying smash that like button. If you can hit that like button, that would be massively appreciated. We've got to try and beat the record because I don't know how long we're going to be online. This is one of the things about this computer maybe crashing. Everybody race to that like button because hopefully we can get close to the record before it all goes haywire, if it is going to go haywire. I'm not sure what the picture is like on this live stream, whether it's clear or not. Hopefully it is for you guys. I'm not sure, but I have got a lot of stuff on screen, so maybe that might make it less detailed. I'm not sure, but I figure that if it is going to cut out, I'm going to go out with a bang and just have lots of stuff on screen, like the patrons' names at the bottom and then the comments at the side as well. So if it does go, we're going out with a bang. But thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button if you can. This is a request, the cover I'm just about to play. This was a request last week on Patreon, and as last week didn't really work out too well, then I'm going to play this again now. So this is More Than Words by Extreme. This is my cover of it. I hope you guys enjoy this. Rock. Hi guys, this is my first proper video of 2017, and it's my cover of More Than Words by Extreme. And I hope you like it. Rock. Saying I love you, it's not the words I wanna hear from you. It's not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you more than words is all you have to do to make it real. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you could make things new just by saying I love you. Love, more than words, love. Now that I've tried to talk to you and make you understand, all you have to do is close your eyes and just reach out your hands and touch me. Hold me close, don't ever let me go. More than words is all I ever needed you to show. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you could make things new just by saying I love you. And there we go, that was my cover of More Than Words by Extreme. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And yeah, that was just me singing with myself. And Hung Foul says, harmonising with someone else is hard enough, but with yourself, yeah, it is difficult because you've got to record it once and then you've got to try and listen to it back and sing, but not sing too loud so that you can't hear it. But while I'm just on the subject, I wasn't actually on the subject of super chats and donations, let's get this up on screen again because we had Batfink Reynolds. I'm not sure whether some people don't like their real name used on the internet, so I'm not sure. I'll just say Batfink. $5, thank you so much for that. Sandra actually said for the Gremlin Killer, $25. Thank you so much for that, Sandra. And so far tonight, fingers crossed, we're working. I'm just waiting for this all to go black and for it to cut out, but we're doing okay so far. While I remember, hit that like button if you can, please guys, that would really help me out. We've got to try and get close to the record. I'm not sure how many likes there are, but the more likes the better. And then we had ML Koffel, who donated $5 as well. Thank you so much for that. And that is up in the super chat section. Is it that side? Yeah, I got it right. So it's over there. Thank you so much for that, guys. When something happens on that, it should pop up on screen so you guys can see what's going on. And I'm now going to be moving on in terms of the show, the video that I'm going to play. Just a quick, I'm going to look down the comments because I always forget to say hello to people. So hello to Melissa, and then we've got a couple of usual offenders there in Gibson, there's Paul and Batfink who just donated, and we've got Jen and Melissa again, Richard, Christine as well, and Melissa with another comment. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, for watching and for commenting. Hopefully this is coming across okay, because I think somebody said that it was lagging, and maybe it is lagging in sections because of the amount of stuff I've got going on the screen. Maybe I'm just kind of pushing the limits of the internet, but hopefully it's okay for you guys and that you can see it and it's all fine. And we just had another donation, and Cheryl has donated $1.99 and she's written 20 in the comments, so I'm not sure whether that's the 20 was supposed to be the donation or the 20 means something else, but thank you Cheryl for that $1.99 donation. I'm not sure how these donation things work on the super chat, so I'm not sure if it's a confusing way to do it or not. And I don't know if you just put in a number or whether it's a default maybe, because I think $1.99 I've had a few times, so maybe some people are trying to put in a different number and $1.99 is like a default, but even $1.99 is great, so thank you for that, Cheryl. That's massively appreciated. And getting into the next little part of this show, I had a request. I'm just going to get this up on my screen so I can read it. Because over on Patreon, somebody wanted to know whether, or at least what the difference was to having something that's been remixed and remastered, because they weren't sure what that meant. So when you have something that's remixed, it means that you go all the way back to when you first recorded something in the studio and you adjust the levels. So say that you want the vocalist to be a little bit louder, then you increase his level on the mixer in the mixing desk. And if you want the guitars to be slightly quieter, you take them down. It's just a mixing of all the instruments. So with my album, I actually released it first. It was more of a demo sound, and then I remixed it, which meant that I then went back to the original recordings and beefed up the drums a bit and put in some extra little lead sections and a little bit of extra rhythm and stuff, and just tweaks the vocal sound as well. And that's all done at the mixing stage. And then once you've done that, you then move over to doing the mastering. I don't do the mastering because I think mastering's an art, and when you've spent so long mixing, it's so difficult to listen to your own music with a fresh pair of ears because you've been so used to all the instruments and how it sounds. So I go out of house and get it mastered somewhere else. And mastering is basically getting rid of frequencies that are a bit AWOL and you don't really want in there. They might make the track hum, and it's also increasing the overall level of the track. I'm just going to interrupt myself because we had Carl Swenson who just donated $2. Thank you for that, Carl. And he says, keep it up, rock. So thank you for that, Carl. Thanks, it's much appreciated. All these donations are just so cool, but thank you for even tuning in and watching. But getting back into the mastering, that's something that happens. And then we had another donation, Scott Thomas. As soon as I'm trying to get back into the talking, thank you so much. That was $5 that Scott's just donated. So thank you for that. And you should be seeing that on screen. And then Sally, straight in as well. Sally, thank you so much for that. It's $5, another donation. And Gibson Les Paul's just done $2. So thank you. Thank you guys for this, all the donations. I could just spend the whole time saying thank you to everyone because just donating is so cool and it's so appreciated. And, you know, $5, that's like a new set of guitar strings. So it means that I can literally just keep going with it. And Gibson Les Paul actually had a message attached to that. He said, can we get an extra pan analysis video? Yes, you can. If you suggest it, it will be on my list. If you suggested it in the comments, then it will be in the list, and I will get to it eventually. It takes a little bit of time to get to all of these suggestions and requests because I get a lot of those every day pretty much, and yeah, it really does add up. But I will make a note of that suggestion if it isn't already on there, but that'll be coming up for you guys in the future. And let me just go back to this mastering thing. I'm just saying that mastering is different in terms of you're not changing the mix of the instruments. So if you've got a guitar that's really high in the mix, then when you go to get it mastered, there's nothing that that guy can do to make that guitar any quieter because that's the mix that he's got to work with. All he can do is just accentuate different frequencies. So maybe to get the guitar to cut through a little bit more, or those frequencies that deal with the guitar to actually maybe sit back a little bit and take some of that mid frequency out of that mastering process. But that's the thing that you can't do in mastering. That's all in mixing. So I hope I've explained that. Maybe I've just confused lots of people, but mixing is mixing the instruments, changing the levels. Mastering is once you've got your song, just changing the frequency so that it doesn't hum and sound nasty, or be really high frequency so that it really hurts your ears. You know, it's obviously there's a hell of a lot more to mastering than that, but in layman's terms, that's kind of what happens. But anyway, I'm going to get back into doing this show and progressing with the videos. We're going to get into a request from last week that didn't really go very well because it cut out all the time. This is going to be my original track, the ballad that I've done. I think I played this last week, but like I said, I'm not sure how many people saw it, but this was a request on Patreon, and this is my track called Paris Nord. Thank you guys for tuning in and for interacting on YouTube and with all the videos, and if you do get a chance, please hit the like button. Even if you're watching this in the future, it'll be massively appreciated if you could hit that thumbs up. But this is my track called Paris Nord, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Rock! So that was my original track called Paris Nord, and that's on my album, which is available on Wings of Pegasus or at wingsofpegasus.com/store, and you'll see the album there. It's also on iTunes and Amazon. The album's called Persistence, so I hope you guys enjoyed that one. We had a few questions that I'm going to try and remember. Somebody asked, I think it was Susan maybe, whether when I did my video in London and I didn't have a top on that day because it was a track called That's Metal, and there's nothing more than 80s metal than being topless. She asked if I got permission to do that in London, and the rock and roll answer to that is no, I didn't. I just did it, and I hoped that police wouldn't mind and all that kind of stuff. And it was actually okay because there were a few policemen there, but they were fine. They were getting into it, and Darth Vader also got into it, if you've seen the video at the end. So if Darth Vader likes it, then the police can't really do anything about it. I don't think that's the official line of police, but that seemed to be the consensus on the day. But thank you guys for tuning in. There was another question. I think somebody asked about the guitar sound on that track. There was, I think the guitar sound pretty much on all the tracks on the album, there's nothing really on it apart from just miking up my amp and maybe a little bit of reverb to try and sit it in the mix a little bit, but yeah, rhythm sounds all just pretty much straight out of the amp. And then for lead tones, I'll generally have my lead tone just coming out of my amp, which has got a little bit of delay that comes through. And if I want to try and sit it in the mix a little bit more and make it less offensive, then I'll start to maybe take a bit of high-end EQ, just take that down a little bit in terms of getting those mid frequencies to pop out a little bit more. But people probably don't know what I'm talking about now, but in terms of that sound, it was just a little bit of delay on the lead guitar, which I like to stick on there because it helps. I just like the sound of it really. Once I just listen to a straight guitar. Sometimes on my covers there's nothing really on the guitar, depending on the cover that I'm doing, because some covers you don't really need that on there, or if you do have it on there, it doesn't really suit the cover that I might be playing. So on some covers it's just a straight guitar tone, but on my album stuff I do like to put a little bit of delay on there as well. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and we've got Brad in the house. Hello Brad, thanks for tuning in. Brad is here usually all the time on these live streams and over on Patreon as well, so thank you for tuning in tonight, Brad, and for being over on the other sites as well. So, and also we've got KADJ, Mary Ellington as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. And somebody said something during the video about a tip jar or something. I haven't looked into that, whether that's something that can happen on YouTube or not, and I don't know how that all works. I'm not sure how PayPal works on this either. All I've done is set up this chat thing, because I think once you get to a certain point of having a certain amount of subscribers, you then just get a super chat option thing that's turned on, which people then can donate, and you get to see those on the screen. So yeah, I'm not too up to speed. I need like an expert who knows what they're doing, because it'll probably take me about 5 years to set it all up, but hopefully maybe in the future I can get something like that going. But thank you guys for watching this. We've got Glenn Smith who says -9C with wind chill of -17C in Halifax. Wow, that is cold. That is pretty cold. And Melissa Morris says 50,000. See, these little comments now, I haven't been watching enough on the comments. I don't know what people are talking about, but 50,000 from Melissa. That's not a donation, that's just what she's commented. But I'm probably going to play one more track. I'm really pushing the luck at this point. Let's get those thumbs up. While I remember, please, if you get a chance to hit that like button, it'll be massively appreciated. I'm not sure what number we're on. That's the one thing that I can't see on the screen at the moment, are the thumbs up. So if somebody could quickly message me to let me know what the number of thumbs up are, that will be appreciated, so that I could at least see. Because it would be cool to know how many likes, if there's like 1 like or 2 likes, or maybe 3, but we will see. I'll wait for somebody to comment on that as I keep talking about what I'm going to now focus on. Melissa says you need 50,000 to get more perks from YouTube. Okay, so in terms of subscribers, I think at the moment I'm on 42, something like that, so we're almost at 50,000. I'm not sure whether you need 50,000 more on top of 50,000 if I get to 50,000. I'm not sure. But I guess I'll find that out maybe someday. I'm just going to keep on going, keep on doing these analysis videos, keep on doing my cover videos, keep on doing my music, and just see where I end up. But I'm going to now move on to one more track, because another request that I had was for another track from my live stream that I did, of the track called Haunted, which is a little bit more riff based with a little bit of soloage in there as well. So I'm going to get that one up on screen, and then probably after that it'll probably get towards the end of the show, because it's getting quite late here. It's almost, well, it's 25 to 1 in the morning here. So let's get into this track. I'll see you guys after it. This is another one of mine. This is the live version of Haunted from my live stream, and I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys afterwards. Rock. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, that was my track called Haunted. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I think on the chat there we had somebody was asking how do you get hold of the album. If you want it, it is at wingsofpegasus.com/store. It's also on iTunes and Amazon, and it's called Persistence. So just type in Wings of Pegasus, Persistence, and then you'll find it there. Even if you just Google Wings of Pegasus, you'll find everything pretty much. All the results, I think pretty much the first results are just all that, just all me, Wings of Pegasus. And I think now, actually, we get quite a lot of the analysis videos coming up as well. So yeah, you'll be able to sift through those if you want to as well. And I'm just going to get up on screen, what is this? And Laurie has just donated $49.99. Thank you so much for that, Laurie. And Laurie is one of those people that I referred to earlier as being crazy because also being a member and a donator on Patreon as well. Thank you, Laurie, for that. And let's have a little look here. Gave my ex a house today, so thought I'd give you some computer money. You make me happier. Thank you for that, Laurie. And that's, so far, fingers crossed, the computer is actually working and we haven't cut out yet. So the gremlins are staying away for tonight. I'm not sure how long this will last, if this computer's going to keep on going, but I have said that I am saving up for a new computer, or at least some kind of upgrade. I think it's going to be a case of actually just getting a whole new computer, because I think this one just goes through phases of just deciding it doesn't want to work and just literally shutting down. But Laurie, thank you so much for that, and the other donations as well. I'm just going to see if on the screen, if this is going to work. If I move it up, you might be able to see whether it's going to show any of the other donations, because I want people to be able to see the other ones that have done it. Yay, there we go, it's working. So I'm just going to quickly go through the list of the donations, just because it's just crazy that you guys are donating to me, but thank you so much. I have to look over on this side because the screen here just notifies that something's kicked off, that a donation has happened. But looking over here, we had Bethany first, thank you so much. Robert, Valerie, Leonard as well, Batfink, and Sandra, and ML, Covell, and Carl, and Scott, and Sally, Gibson is full, and Laurie. Thank you guys so much for donating. It's just so appreciated. That is a lot of strings as well, Laurie, so thank you. I could even go wild on the shampoo. I remember shampoo. I don't know why I said that like that, but thank you so much for the donations in the first place. I think it was Sean Miller who started donating for shampoo. And then it kind of kicked off on Patreon and everyone was talking about conditioner and stuff, but my hair seems to be okay. That's just reminded me of a comment that somebody made earlier that was saying about my hair. When it does get hot, that live stream was in summertime, so it was really hot. It gets really hot in this room, so of course my hair goes absolutely crazy and very volumized. But actually, a secret fact is that I've recently, I'd say in the last kind of year maybe, I've had a little bit of an undercut on the sides, so that the hair's really short, so it stops it from here going really out wide. If you see some old videos and old pictures as well, you'll see this top bit is like, a little bit out of control, so there's a little bit of a cheeky undercut that goes on in this hairstyle. There's so much to this hairstyle that nobody knows about and nobody really cares about, I'm sure, but I thought I'd tell you that anyway. Just a bit of bonus information, just exclusively on the live stream. But thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Oh, and hit that like button if you get a chance, because I think we were up to maybe 106 or something, which is great. I mean, over 100 is just crazy for a live stream, because at the moment I think we've got 85 people watching, so more people have liked the video than we've actually got watching at the moment. So just the fact that people hit that like button is great. Thank you so much for doing that. If you haven't hit the like button yet and you want to, I'd really appreciate it if you could, because it really helps this video to get out there, but also for the channel to get out there as well and get spread around a little bit more. But thank you just for commenting and for watching my analysis videos as well. There's always a new one of those every night. The only night that I couldn't do it If you're on Patreon, you'd know because I was messaging on there saying that I was struggling with my computer. But on that night, I released my Parisian Walkways cover that I did of Gary Moore's version of that. Obviously, Gary Moore was on it with Phil Lynott as well, but it was Gary Moore that does kind of the lead. That was actually an instrumental until Phil then put the vocals to it. And yeah, I think his uncle was called Paris, or I think it might have been his uncle who was called Paris, so that's where that first line of that song comes from. But yeah, it's interesting stuff, and that's the last cover that I released when the computer wasn't working very well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that instead of an analysis video, and I'll be getting back into the analysis videos tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. I might try and record something in advance because, like I said, I'm going to be in London with Buck Dharma on Friday night, so I might have to do something in advance to release that. But anyway, it's now getting a little bit late. It's now 1:45 in the morning here, so I'm probably going to call this a day now. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. If you do get a chance to hit that like button as a last ditch effort just before I go offline, then that'll be really appreciated. And thank you again to all the people who have donated on the super chat, because that's just great. As I always say, thank you so much to all these people under here at the bottom of the screen, because those are the people that are my patrons over on Patreon, and they make this all happen. So thank you so much for your support, guys, over there. I really do appreciate that. Every day that just blows my mind to see that I've got that amount of support over there, and also the amount of support that I get on YouTube is great as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hitting that like button. If you're watching this in the future, you can still hammer that like button because it helps even after it's been live to really, you know, promote the channel and maybe even help spread the word of some of these guitarists that I cover, that some people just say, oh, I never heard of this guitarist, and then the guitarist is just absolutely awesome. There's so much talent out there, so it's a great little bonus to have on this channel, the ability to put guitarists and overall musicians and bands out to more people, so that more people can actually get to appreciate the great musicians that are out there, and maybe not necessarily focused. There's a lot of focus on musicians that you think might not actually be the musicians you want to have focus on, but that's just the industry, unfortunately. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be here same time next week if this still works. I did actually do a what's it called, like a virus check on this computer, even though it's a Mac, and that had one result, so I deleted that, and then I deleted some other software because I thought that was live streaming software, to see if that was like clashing with something and wrecking something. So fingers crossed. This has just been a really good live stream. It's just been online for the whole time, 47 minutes. So thank you for joining me for all of this time. And I'm going to be here again, fingers crossed, if the computer keeps working, then it's going to be the same time next week. And if I don't see you guys next week, I'll see you at the next analysis video. In the comments section, I reply and read to all the comments. If I put a little heart, and I think it's a heart, or the red symbol and the thumbs up, that means that I've read your comment, and I try and reply to as many as possible as well. So if I don't see you guys next week, I will see you guys in the comment section of my next analysis video. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone, and for the donations, and for the support on Patreon, and for just interacting with me on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube as well, and these live streams, because it's great to have your company. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys at the next video. Catch you later. Rock.